Imagine your team defying all odds and winning the NBA lottery. Imagine after winning the NBA lottery, your team goes on to draft one of the most unique prospects to ever touch a basketball. And then that same unique prospect goes on to hardly play. When you get a prospect, when you get a star like Zion Williamson, your job is supposed to become 10 times easier. While I feel like most teams have franchise players, I feel like most teams don't have a Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson is special, and it just so happens that every team in the league knows how special Zion Williamson is and can be. This includes the New York Knicks. Now, before we go any further, let's get a quick word from our sponsor. I want to give a major shout out to Fetch Rewards for sponsoring today's content. Fetch Rewards is a super easy to use app where you earn rewards on basically anything you buy. Scan any receipt or e-receipt and you'll earn points regardless of where you shop or what you buy. You then redeem those points for hundreds of rewards. Amazon, Visa gift cards, your favorite store, you name it, Fetch has it. Now I know there's probably a few of you guys who aren't completely sold, and you're wondering why you should click that link down in the description box to download Fetch. Well, check it out. You do everything from the comfort of your mobile device in just a matter of minutes. You know what? I'm gonna show you guys how easy Fetch Rewards is. Just take a few pictures, click submit, and bro, check it out. The boss thing about Fetch is you can even use e-receipts. Just click the e-receipts button and it'll automatically check your recent purchases. Fetch isn't picky about receipts. There are so many rewards to choose from and you can earn points from anywhere. If you don't believe me, just check out the link in the description and use code GETLIKECOOP to get 3,000 points when you scan your first receipt. Download the app right now and don't forget to use my code, guys. Fetch came in the clutch with the code for the channel, so be sure to take advantage of it. A huge thank you to Fetch for sponsoring this video. New York is a media mega market. It's a star's dream and a superstar's paradise. When the Knicks are good, oh yeah, trust me, everybody's going to hear about it, even if they're not that good. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love sold out arenas and I love passionate fans. I think they're a part of what makes sports so great. While the Knicks have had ambitions to be great and tried to acquire great players, it feels like they have whiffed what is time and time again. With the New York Knicks making the playoffs last season, I felt like they had finally taken a step in the right direction. While New York is a desirable location, you also have to work to create a desirable basketball situation. At the end of the day, nobody wants to lose and be a part of a bad culture. I can't tell you guys how many players the Golden State Warriors have gotten because of their culture alone. At times in the NBA, it feels like culture is everything. One of the major reasons that Kevin Durant joined the Brooklyn Nets was their culture and their basketball situation. Despite this being a very up and down season for the New York Knicks, there are a few moves that have stood out to me. One of those moves being the New York Knicks trading for Cam Reddish. When the New York Knicks traded for Cam Reddish, the inner Pelicans fan in me started freaking out. When the Knicks traded for Cam Reddish, I thought for sure they would have to overpay to get him. Yeah, that wouldn't be the case at all. Cam Reddish is not far removed from the NBA lottery. While Cam didn't do crazy numbers at Duke due to taking on a back seat, if you watched him play, you could see the talent. Talent has never been an issue for Cam Reddish. Just ask Anthony Edwards.
Who the hardest person you had to guard?
Oh, Cam Reddish.
I told you, everybody gonna say.
I ain't gonna talk about that though.
Cam Reddish is a flat-out bucket that has drawn comparisons to Paul George, not just from NBA draft websites, but also from NBA coaches. Cam says while he's flattered by the comparison, and there are similarities in their game, Cam just really loves being Cam, and if you ask me, that's the right mindset to have. Cam drawing comparisons to PG is a crazy compliment. I know hating on PG became a popular thing to do in the past, but his body of work should have never let anything like that happen. From Indiana going toe-to-toe with Bron to the MVP-worthy campaign alongside Russ in OKC to still being one of the best two-way playmakers in the game out in LA, PG is gifted. We're talking about somebody that's a legit 6'8" point guard. My bad, point forward. I say all the time that 6'8" to 6'9" wings are at a premium in the NBA because of their versatility. With the way the game is constantly evolving and versatility becoming more viable and positionless basketball becoming more of a thing, I don't see this changing anytime soon. You know what? While we're on the topic of hyping up Cam Reddish, check out this article from 2019 that stated that rookies expected Cam Reddish, not Zion Williamson, to have the best career of the 2019 NBA draft class. Not Zion Williamson, not Ja Morant, Cam Reddish. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I love Cam Reddish too, but to be legit, this guy has gotten some of the craziest gas that I have ever seen. With that being said, I'm a little shocked how low the asking price for Cam Reddish was. January 13th, the Knicks would officially trade Kevin Knox and a conditional first-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks in exchange for Cam Reddish, Solomon Hill, and a 2025 second-round pick and cash considerations. I understand that Cam wanted out of Atlanta, but you're telling me that you couldn't get more back for such a promising young player? Cam has multiple 30-point games this season. As a matter of fact, he's averaging 18.4 points per game, 2.6 boards per game, and 2.1 assists per game in 7 games as a starter this season. To play the other side of things, Cam had one of the worst plus-minuses in Atlanta at minus 166. But of course, there's wide belief that Atlanta was not properly maximizing the efforts of Cam Reddish. One of the reasons that Cam wanted out of Atlanta is because Cam wants to get back to playing like his high school self. He flat out believes that he can be a star in the association. And honestly, I'm not sure that he's wrong. Upon Cam's arrival in NY, Thibs would go on to say, "We have a rotation, and he has to work his way through that." That's so crazy to me because you traded for Cam Reddish because you love his potential. It's not exactly like the Knicks have been cooking this season. As a matter of fact, you could say the opposite has been happening. The Knicks play like a team that lacks identity, continuity, and of course wins. You know what? Let me chill. I do think there is value in making players earn their minutes, but sometimes I feel as if Thibs is too hard on young players and takes things a bit too far as a coach. You know what's even crazier? I do believe that there is a method to the Knicks' madness. With the Knicks buying low on Cam Reddish, it's as if they were able to get 2 lottery tickets for the price of 1. Hear me out. Lotto ticket number 1, high upside prospect Cam Reddish. Lotto ticket number 2, making New York a more appealing destination for Zion Williamson. When this trade went down, Zion Williamson would like a picture on Twitter that included Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett at Duke. The caption would read, "Two former Duke stars together again." Oh, that's crazy. I wonder who the third Duke star is. That's right, Zion Williamson. If you go all the way back to 2019, you'll find a quote by RJ Barrett that reads, "Hopefully one day we'll be on the same team. That's my brother. I'll try and recruit him over here," referring to none other than Pelicans star Zion Williamson. This whole thing sucks for Pelicans fans. Zion Williamson hasn't even played 100 games in the NBA, and here we are already wondering what's next for him. It's unfortunate because I love what Brandon Ingram, Willie Green, and the New Orleans Pelicans have been able to build. Josh Hart, Jonas, Alvarado. The culture has been tough. While the record might not show it, I truly feel that the Pelicans are building something special. Speaking of special, have you guys seen Herb Jones? This guy is exceeding all expectations. According to the LeBron metric, Herb is the second best wing defender in the league. Herb's work ethic is unreal. Teams would dare him to shoot at the start of the season, and now he's knocking down threes at 40% like it's nothing. I'm telling you guys, the Pelicans are constructing something special. But when it comes to the New Orleans Pelicans and Zion Williamson, it feels like unfortunately something has to give. There has to be a change. Because whatever Zion Williamson has been doing hasn't been working. Before the season, Zion Williamson would suffer a foot fracture. This fracture would leave everybody in the dark. Then there would go on to be reports that Zion Williamson would report to camp over 300 pounds. And unfortunately, there would be more reports that would follow. Tim McMahon said that he heard Zion Williamson was nearly 70 pounds over 260. Guys, I don't need a calculator for that one. That would put Zion at 330 pounds. Zion was already playing with fire at 284. 330 is a completely different beast. Throughout this whole process, I can't help but feel bad for Zion Williamson. Imagine not being able to play the game you love while people constantly manipulate pictures of you and meme you. That doesn't sound like fun to me. I tore my Achilles in July, and I haven't played a pickup basketball game since. And you know what? That eats at me. Sometimes bad YouTube comments can eat at me. So I can't imagine how it would feel for somebody who is supposed to be one of the most gifted athletes in the world. Remember when I told you guys that I truly wonder what is next for Zion Williamson? Well, check it out. Despite experiencing setbacks during the season, December 23rd, Shams would report, "From everything I've been told, the Pelicans do want him to play this season. I think Zion Williamson, in his heart of hearts, does want to play this year. So you have two parties that clearly want him back on the floor." January 5th, Andrew Lopez would report that Zion Williamson has been doing rehab away from the team. He is still under supervision of the team. Sources say the Pelicans arranged for transportation out of New Orleans for Williamson. Further updates on Zion's status are expected in the next few weeks. Woj would add on to this report, saying that the rehab is going down in Portland, Oregon, where Nike's official headquarters are located. Here, Zion will have everything that he needs to get back on track. I've seen some people talk about Nike protecting their investment in Zion Williamson, and honestly, that makes a ton of sense. Zion Williamson has the potential to be a star among stars. While I hope that Zion Williamson remains with the New Orleans Pelicans long term, it's definitely hard to ignore some of the quotes that he has about New York. To quote Zion, "New York is the mecca of basketball. I love playing here. I played here in college, and this is my first time playing here in the pros. This atmosphere, whether they're cheering for you, whether they're booing you, it's amazing. Honestly, I think outside of New Orleans, obviously, I think this might be my favorite place to play. Outside of New Orleans, I can't lie to you." Now, of course, Zion Williamson wouldn't be the first player to openly show love for MSG. Many players have talked glowingly about the Garden despite never playing a minute as a New York Knick. I think New York is a desirable city, but unfortunately, management has screwed things up time and time again. Now, here's the problem with Zion possibly leaving the New Orleans Pelicans. In order to leave, he would have to either get traded or he would have to take the qualifying offer. Zion Williamson taking the qualifying offer would be unheard of for many different reasons. One of those reasons being that he hasn't exactly been the most healthy player since joining the New Orleans Pelicans. NBA players want to play where they want to play, but they also want long-term security. Now let's talk about Zion Williamson possibly getting traded. In order for the New Orleans Pelicans to trade Zion Williamson, honestly, I just don't see it happening. Unless he left the Pelicans no other choice. Zion would have to create such a toxic environment that there's no way the Pelicans could possibly want to keep him. Anybody remember what James Harden did? You know what, let me chill, but on a serious note, there are some people who seriously believe that Zion Williamson is capable of doing exactly that. They also believe that the Knicks know what they're doing. Do I? I'll say this, seeing is believing, and I'll believe when I see it. I guess there's also the possibility that the Pelicans just get tired of dealing with his injuries, but I really believe that's among the more unlikely options. Anyways, on top of all of that, the Knicks don't have any assets that are really desirable in a Zion Williamson trade. Though the Knicks do have talent on their roster, they have a long ways to go. It's actually been a wild season in New York. There have been boos. Julius has thumbed down the boos, which he would later apologize for. In short, Randall's body language has been all over the place this season. There's a lot that comes with playing in a big market. If Zion thought the media was on top of his head now, imagine if everything going down was happening in NY. Though I can't lie, part of me does think that if Zion was playing in NY, he gets things right. Is that too crazy of a thought? Let me know if I'm tripping. As a Pelicans fan, if Zion wants New Orleans will want him right back. The people are tired. All they want is commitment and effort. That's a major reason we rock with B.I. so hard and had mad love for Boogie. Players like this embodied what it meant to be a Pelican. Let me know what you guys think about everything. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.